Evening, everyone. Welcome, alumni, to the TUBAA Town Hall meeting. My name is Marilyn Lamore. I am the president of TUBAA, and I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening. We are excited to share a little bit about ourselves, our history, our accomplishment, and how you can get involved. At any point in the presentation, if you have a question, please feel free to use the chat or our Q&A section. Our board members will answer your questions, or they'll read the questions and we'll answer them for you. So at this time, I would like to turn it over to the immediate past president of TUBAA, Cherise Cedric, who will go over our agenda and our mission of TUBAA. Cherise.
Thank you, Marilyn. Hi, everybody. We'll now move on to our today's agenda. We're going to overview what TUBAA is. We're going to talk about and meet the board. We're going to talk about some of our signature events and initiatives that TUBAA is involved in. And then how you get involved. How does that happen? And then connecting and idea sharing. And then we'll have Q&A. So let's talk about what is TUBAA. So we use TUBAA. Not everybody understands what TUBAA is. So it's Temple University Black Alumni Alliance. This is composed of, 39,000 Black alumni. We share that one thing in common, that we went to Temple. And if you're a Black alumnus, you share those values, and you're automatically a part of this society or affinity group. So we just wanted to, highlight that, and for everybody to start with what is TUBAA, because we're going to say that word a lot today. So our mission started on September 8th in 2006. TUBAA established a mission to help Temple Black alumni stay connected to one another and to the university, thereby establishing and maintaining a mutual beneficial relationship. TUBAA works to further the mission and the welfare of Temple University's Alumni Association and Temple University. We achieve that through events, community service, and philanthropy. So we just need you to stay involved and stay active, and that's our mission. I'll now hand it over to Shauna, and she has a couple of things that she would like to speak about.
Thanks, Cherise. Yes, I'm Shauna Mazika, the Director of Regional Networks and Affinities, and I work with the TUBAA board. I just wanted to mention the strategic priorities that the Temple University Alumni Association, also named TUAA, has established, and how TUBAA is helping to support them through the work that they do. The TUAA consists of nearly 365,000 alumni around the world and fosters lifelong engagement with alumni, students, and the Temple family. The TUAA is the larger umbrella organization that TUBAA sits under, as do all the school and college alumni associations, regional networks, and other affinity groups. In 2023, the TUAA launched its strategic plan for the next 5 years. Its mission is to inspire pride, foster connections, strengthen community, and build on diverse experiences as OWLs. So they identified 6 strategic priorities listed on this slide, and we'll hear more tonight about how TUBAA is helping support some of these priorities. But I just wanted to highlight a couple. They support the Spirit, Pride, and Celebrate priority through bringing alumni together at their events, posting on their social media, and with their quarterly newsletters, which spotlight impressive TUBAA OWLs. They support early engagement by reaching out and sponsoring events and programs by Black student organizations, as well as inviting Black students to some of their TUBAA programs and initiatives to make them aware of TUBAA and to start to build that pipeline. For professional and affinity engagement, TUBAA is an affinity group, and everything they do is in an effort to connect Black alumni and students with one another and back to the university. And advancing philanthropy. 100% of the TUBAA board members donate to Temple, and they promote giving through the TUBAA Scholarship and support annual giving initiatives like Giving Tuesday and Temple Giving Days. So that's just a little bit about how TUBAA is working to support the larger mission of the TUAA and Temple in general. And so now I'll turn it back to Marilyn. Thank you.
Thank you, Shauna. So the TUBAA structure is all the TUBAA members, all the Black alumni, you're a member of TUBAA. And then it goes down to our committee chairs that we have. Then is our director at large, and then our officers. So let's see our officers. As I noted before, I am the president of TUBAA. Ricardo Shipley is my vice president, and Alan Sims is our secretary. Then we have our director at large, Natasha Andrews, Jakai Anderson, Natasha Patterson, Crystal Edwards, Carnisha Kwazi, and Monique Scott. Now from this, we also have our committee chairs who are also our directors. Nicole Jenkins, who is chairing our bylaws, Stacey Shreve, who's chairing our community service, Rashonda Harris, who's chairing our communication, Aya Ricketts, who chairs our social media, which a lot of you have seen a lot of stuff that she has posted. Dia Jones and Cherie Cedric are chairing our events. We have open chair position in our nominating committee, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then once you get a part of the not part of the board, but a part of the committees, we'll talk about a little bit more about nominating. And I'll pass it over to Cherise.
So we're going to talk about some of TUBAA's signature events, some of the things that we focus on yearly and that become some of the signatures that, we expect to do. Of course, there is homecoming. We do Tailgate Village is right before homecoming game. You come out, you'll see the different pictures. It depends on what season it is. Sometimes we have shorts on it, and sometimes it's really cold out there. But we always have fun. You get to see all the alumni that you haven't seen in a long time. You get to see some of the new association and groups that are the younger alumni have created. Even some of the clubs and organizations you used to belong to, they're there. And you also get some cool swag. So I definitely would encourage you to come to homecoming. It's one of the signature things that we do. We'll tell you the date a little later on. And then there's Project Give. This is something that's dear to us. It's our annual book drive. So this is a partnership with the campus safety at Temple. They do a holiday party where they invite students between the age of K to, I believe, 6th or 8th grade. And they come and they serve them lunch. They do a performance. They do face painting. They have a bouncy ball. They had a petting zoo one time for the students. And then they give out raffle tickets to get bikes. They give out toys. So when we were a part of this, some of our older board members who are no longer on the board participated in this. So we wanted to give away books as well. We know sometimes, depending upon where you go to school and where you live, you don't always have the means to see those things. And it's always good for students to see people like themselves on books. So we really do focus on getting books that look like those who we're giving it out to. So you'll see pictures here of all the students that come and collect books. We even included a picture here. We're in mass, so that was pandemic time. Even during that time, we were able to connect with a school that was giving out lunches and breakfasts, and we made like a little giveaway for books. So that's a really initiative for us. And then one of the ways that you can get involved with that is we do a happy hour. At that happy hour, we ask you to bring some books, to donate some books to us for the drive, and then we give them away. It's usually the first weekend in December that we do that. We can't take all alumni there because it's not a big enough space, and the actual event belongs to campus safety. So this is a way that we give back, to the Temple community in that way. Some of our other signature events are community service events. So we have done things like going to Chosen 300, which is also owned by a Temple alumni, which is run, excuse me, by Temple alumni. It's a nonprofit that feeds the homeless. We've also, you'll see here in these pictures, we're making sandwiches for a campaign that's called hashtag lunch bag, where we prepare lunch bags to give out to the homeless downtown. Um, we've done things like we go and pack boxes for other volunteer organizations. So we're definitely looking for new ideas and new opportunities to do community service and give back to Philly at large as well. One of our next signature events is Family Field Day. So we always want to have the kiddos involved. While we're out out in the, not the yard, out on the football field, or sometimes we're in the gym. They get to play relay games. Like you see here, tug of war. It's all in good fun. If you don't have kids, you bring other people's kids. It's a good way for you to come back to campus and see all the new things that's happening, and maybe bring your son or daughter so that they can see what's actually going on the campus now and what that looks like. But we always have fun. You see, there's small kids to, larger kids. So it's always a good time for that. And one of our newest events is bingo. We were using this as a fundraiser to get to our scholarship. We'll talk about that later. But this is now one of our signature events that we'll be doing. It's very fun. You see, we have winners here. We just gather as a community to play a fun game and just help to get to know each other. We actually had this in the Student Activity Center, which I don't think is called that now. And maybe somebody could drop in the chat what it's called. That's how, you could tell you don't still go to school there when they rename the thing. So I'm not sure what it's called, but we call it the SAC. But we were able to see what the new SAC looks like. And we had a good time playing bingo. And let's see. So then we're going to go to our initiatives. So some of our initiatives was our scholarship. I just want to say a big congratulations, not just to the board, but also just to TUBAA overall. We were able to reach our $50,000 fundraising goal for our scholarship. It's a very big deal. The scholarship is to be given to a student who majors in Africology or African American Studies, or who is involved in a Black Student Union or other African American student organization. We launched in 2019. Starting it, we raised $10,000 to really start our mission, and we were able to name the scholarship then. We raised the $50,000 to endow the scholarship. So the scholarship will live forever because we had that $50,000. And we thank everyone who has contributed. We don't take it for granted if it was a small gift, large gift. It's all the same. We're here to help the students, and we all know what that could be to receive a scholarship. One of the other ways that we want to represent ourselves is through our t-shirts. So we do have a TUBAA t-shirt that can be purchased. There should be a link in the bio that you could click on to see how you can purchase a shirt, to represent Temple and to represent that you're part of TUBAA. Oh, and I have mine on too. And so we're going to talk about now, are you an active member? We want everybody to become an active member. So in order to do that, let's talk about what that entails. So first is becoming a social owl. We'll talk about attending events and then volunteering. You want to always give back and then you want to stay connected. So to be a social owl, it's just connecting with us. There's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, there's X now, and then Instagram. And then you always can email us at TUBAA at temple.edu if you have questions, if you saw something that you like. If you're on our listserv, you definitely can email us back when we send things out. If you're not on the listserv, drop your email in the chat and we can get you added to the listserv so that you're on, that you stay connected to us. That's one way you stay connected. We put out all of our events that way so you know what's coming up. So look for us on basically any platform and, we're there. Stay connected with us. So the next step would be to attend events. Attendance matters. Has to be a way that we see you and that you're around. We want to see each other. So this is what I was saying. Homecoming's coming up. The homecoming tailgate is on October 19th. There is a whole weekend of family fun that they're putting together from the 18th to the 20th. We definitely would love to see you at tailgate. Come by. Also visit your school and college's booth. It's just it's a really nice time. I've encouraged you, if you haven't gone, to make sure you stop by and come see us. Come get some swag. It's a great time. If you haven't been, you should come. One of our other upcoming events is, we talked about the Project Give. So we will have that happy hour on November 15th to come, and you can bring those books. If you're not local, we do also encourage you that you can also mail them to us. We have a link through Amazon, and we encourage everybody to either go look at those books, and you can purchase them at your local bookstore and bring them with you on the 15th. Or if you're not local, you can just send it through Amazon. We take all donations. We're giving out new books to our students so that they can enjoy the books and, read them at home. So we have some proposed dates for the next year of different things that's coming up that we would like to share. We're going to do a community service project in January or February. And then our bingo is in March. And our family field day will be April and May. And then we're going to do a Juneteenth in partnership with the STHM Minority Alumni Collective. We definitely want to just get this on your calendar now. So think about those things, make sure in your listservs, when you see them, you heard it here first. You heard about those things that you can get involved with. And then there's how to become an active member. So it's volunteering. One of the things that is always good is to volunteer and help us with this mission. So there's volunteer opportunities on campus, off campus, locally, and when you're not as local to Philly. If you can give an hour of your time, a half hour, or if you're there for a whole year, you become part of the board. We appreciate all those things, and we want you to sign up to work on a committee. And the committees that we currently have are our bylaws committee, community service, communications, events, and social media. So on these committees, you could live in California, but if you can make the meeting, you give your input, some insight, though that is volunteering. And we need all of those, those different opinions, and we need that help. If you maybe can construct a social media campaign that you think might work. If you review our bylaws and you see something that could be updated or helpful, those are all things that we're looking for when we're asking you to join a committee and to help us. So we'll drop a link in the chat where you can sign up and participate in a committee to help us with this initiative. And I don't think we mentioned it, but if you have any questions, make sure you drop it in the question and answer box there. And it's always giving back. So we say you give back your time, your talent, or your treasure. We've already started with our treasure. We want to make sure, we donate not just to Temple, but other Temple, not just to TUBAA, but to all Temple initiatives. We ask that you give your time to come at events, to come to events, and then your talent. That would be join a committee. I will say the one thing that I think we didn't talk about there are virtual events that we have too. We've had events talking about finances and how do you work with your finances, emotional health, so there are opportunities, again, if you're not local, to participate and stay connected. And I'll turn it back over to Marilyn at this time.
And Sharice, just there were two questions in the chat. One is around for people who are not local, are committee meetings virtual or in person?
Thank you for that question. They are usually virtual. They'll be virtual.
Okay. And there's another question around, besides financial, is there a way for those who are not in Philly to be able to assist to make impact in a different city?
Yes. So Marilyn's going to talk about that now, because so Marilyn will answer that question for you now.
Yes, you can. You can stay connected as alumni. There you can find alumni groups or society in your area. There are some few here that's still local, like the TUBAA, the Temple Women's Network, the Temple Young Alumni, and then other schools and alumni and everything else. So you can stay connected to your area. Shauna, we still have some affiliates in other states, correct?
Yes, we still have 6 regional networks around the country that people can get involved in, attend events. They do community service projects as well. So welcome that as well. I can drop a link into that page.
Okay,
is there any in New York?
Yes, there's the Metro New York.
Someone asked about that question.
Yes, there is one in New York, I know, and I think there's one in the DC, Delaware area, because I knew we had a board member that was from down there.
We have another question that's actually in the chat, and what we want to do is encourage everyone to drop your questions in the Q&A so that they can the facilitators can answer them live. The other question was, are there any committee meetings virtual or in person? Are the committee meetings virtual or in person?
They'll be virtual. Majority of them are virtual. Right. Sharice?
Yeah, so we just also want to just reiterate about staying connected with us.
Oh,
And
definitely.
adding those pieces in about where to stay connected. We know that people are not always here. I did see some people in other states, and there are, there are regional chapters. So I definitely would say look in your region, and like Shauna said, she'll drop that in the chat as well, because you can stay connected that way. We actually have done events with the Maryland chapter and also the New York chapter. So there are regional events of, regional chapters that you can reach out to. And always come back. You always can visit, make it a little vacay.
Yes, definitely. Shauna did drop it. It's New York, DMV, Atlanta, Los Angeles, and North Carolina. So now we're turn this back over to Shauna.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to pop back on. Temple University has launched an alumni survey to all alumni to gather feedback and insights to better engage and connect with the alumni community. So we just hope you'll share your voice, share your thoughts. If you have yet to complete the survey, we hope you'll do so before the August 11th deadline. I'll put the link in the chat, but we really want to hear from you. So thank you.
And once again, I just would like to thank you all for coming out. And so I'll turn it over to our team to give us the questions that you have asked.
Most of the questions have been answered, but we do have one question from someone who mentioned that they did not see their college on the committee list and wanted to know if they could select something close to their degree.
What college? Because I believe most of the colleges have affiliates.
Some of them have changed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's what it is. So if, I did see that question. If you could, select something close. They're going to look it up in the database, and we can find you that way. If the rest of the information is accurate, they will find you that way. So we can find you. Don't worry.
Any other additional questions, team?
At the moment.
Okay.
We do. We said it looks like they asked, are most of the events you host only in Philly?
Currently they are. When we work with regional chapters, we may go outside of Philly area. If we work with a regional chapter, then we might be able to do that as well.
I also wanted to mention we will be rolling out this informal pop-up event strategy where we will allow alumni, we will ask alumni around the country who are interested in helping organize events. They can do that. It's no contracts, pay your own way, but it's a great way for alumni to connect in areas where we don't have regional networks. We have alumni in North Carolina, Denver, New Orleans, who we don't have the resources right now to start new regional networks, but if there's interested alumni who want to help us connect other alumni in those regions, we have a process where people can submit event proposals. I'm thinking about game watches, community service, informal happy hours, or if people want to get together and go to a new museum opening, things like that. So it can be creative, open to a lot of options. And it's another way that alumni outside of the greater Philadelphia area and outside of our regional networks can engage with other OWLs. So we will be rolling that out most likely in the fall, but feel free to contact me if you are interested in learning more. I will drop my, this is Shauna, I will drop my email in the chat.
Sharice and Marilyn, we have a couple more questions.
Sure,
The first question we have is, if you have an event you like to do and want to do it through TUBAA, is it possible?
Yes, so that
Yes.
definitely possible. That's what we need your help on. We need new ideas. We need fresh ideas. We would say join the committee, join the events committee. That's mine. Join the events committee and come talk to us. You always could also write us at tuba@temple.edu with that idea. If you're not able to make the committee meeting, we do communicate through there. If you have an idea, we're definitely open to sharing that. And trying to work those events. We definitely are looking for some new ideas. That's for events, community service. I just thought of one today. I think we should go to Ronald McDonald House. I just when you think of things, well, I think we can definitely do those things. If people can't always make it to campus, or maybe I know people that go to Ronald McDonald houses together in other cities. So that's a way that maybe we can get alumni to connect. We can get alumni to connect in those other cities what they're asking for.
We have another question.
Mhm.
The other question is, how do you start a TUBAA affiliate chapter in a new city?
I
Shauna
can,
or sure.
yeah, I can take that. We do not have the capabilities to start another, like a TUBAA chapter at this point in other areas outside of the greater Philadelphia area. But if you're in an area where there's a regional network, I think there's opportunities for partnership between TUBAA and that regional network board. Or like I said, through doing those pop-up type events. We can talk more down. I think it'll be down the line if we ever get to expand into like having board members have separate boards in different areas around the country. We do have volunteers on the TUBAA board that live in other areas. And so there are still ways for you to help out. But at this point, we're not starting like affiliate chapters for our affinity groups. But definitely looking to do more like, virtual events, ways that we can engage TUBAA ALs across the country and not just in the greater Philadelphia area.
I saw one that said is our place where our events are listed. Majority of our events, you can see it's on our social media, Instagram, Facebook. I call it Twitter, but it's X. Just follows one of those in LinkedIn, so you'll definitely see those. A lot of our events we posted up there.
Also, you can check out all the alumni events if you go to I think it's alumni.temple.edu. The events are also listed there, not just for TUBAA, but for, there it goes. Trying to just put the link in the chat. So it's alumni.temple.edu/TUBAA. If you leave the TUBAA off, you'll then also see all the other events like homecoming and all those things, initiatives that they're doing as well.
There was another question that said, is there, wait, there was another, it moved. It was
No,
asking
yes.
is there a group for young alumni? Is there a similar group for alumni over age 50?
Yes.
We'll pass that to Shauna.
Well, so when it comes to young alumni, I know for TUBAA, we want everybody to be involved. We did at one point have a young alumni committee. If we feel as though we get more people, that might be something that we can start back up. But we want everybody involved from young alumni to over 50, because we do have people that are over 50 on our board. So I don't think age-wise, we don't have a limit and if you feel like there's an event that is not being serviced to maybe your age range, again, let us know if there are ideas out there. We would definitely like to take that in consideration. We've had some of our senior alumni come out and enjoy themselves, especially at that bingo. So we definitely are open to ideas and trying to cater to some of, do different things for our base.
And sorry, I will just add that this isn't through TUBAA, but we have started the Golden Owls, like kind of affinity group. It's for alumni who graduated 50 years or more ago. So they do some events around commencement. They'll be doing something around a football game tailgate this year. So it's not like a true affinity group where there's a board and whatnot, but it's just some engagement outreach that we're working on to engage alumni who graduated 50 years ago or more.
Okay, the things you know when you know.
All right, we have a couple more questions. Are you ladies
Okay.
ready?
Mhm.
The next one is, will you consider doing the DIY event again in the near future at the AR workshop?
A lovely event. That's also another Temple alumni that runs a business. Why can't I think of the name of the business, Marilyn? You know the name of the business?
AR
Oh,
workshop.
AR Workshop.
Right.
Um, we would consider it. Join the events committee. We will consider it. We'll take that note that you brought it up. It was a lovely event. It's a really nice place if you haven't visited. We also always want to support TUBAA um TUBAA members that have event spaces and have those kind of businesses. I think that is the part that we didn't talk about, that we do support that. At one time we were doing a social media campaign just advertising about different TUBAA members who have businesses, right? We did a business
Mhm.
highlight because we do also want to promote that for each other and build that network.
Okay. The next question we have is as follows. What new initiatives is TUBAA planning for the upcoming school year that focus on community events directly related to Philadelphia, such as youth activism, mentorship, community events? Many of the current events seem geared towards the alumni community, which is great, but Temple has a significant partnership with the broader Philadelphia network. I'm interested in hearing how TUBAA plans to further engage with the campus and Philadelphia and Philly community.
Again, I think there's pieces that we didn't want to make this too long. We actually ended a little sooner than we thought. Um, there are other ways that we do engage. One of the things about our listserv and the different platforms we have here, we have a bunch of alumni that actually work in different areas that ask us to volunteer in different opportunities. For example, maybe not even a month ago, alumni wrote us and say, "Can you get 10 TUBA members to a community baby shower?" So
Mhm.
we'll go and volunteer at those things. Um, we don't always try to recreate the wheel. We always try to, we're trying to support again our alumni. If they have something, then we'll do that. Or if we can plan an event that is broader towards the community, we will do that. Our main thing right now is the book drive. We have done other things. I mean, when it comes to mentorship, we are trying to bite that beast one at a time. It is a conversation that happens on our board. We do think that it is needed, and we're just trying to figure out how to make that happen. We do try to work also with the organizations on campus. I'm trying to stay in touch with them. I have been to some of their what are they called? Their meetings,
Their
some
meetings. Mhm.
organization meetings to talk to them and see what is it we can do for them. We've worked with them. We've also worked with um, them on their
Events.
project. So
Mhm.
we are trying to give back, but again, this is why we need everyone to be involved to help us with those initiatives, because there are things that are out there that we might not know about that we can, become a part of.
There was one more question that asks, are there any upcoming meet and greets?
Only our homecoming that's coming up in October for right now. So um that's the only thing we have scheduled for right now. But if you want to be part of our committees, especially the event committee chaired by Sharice, that'd be great. And we can do plan those things too.
I'll go back to
There's another question. It says, were you aware of the Harris rally?
I was aware of it, but I was out of town. I don't think that came through us.
Yeah, it didn't come through us.
I don't know. Shauna could speak to, did that really come through Temple, or was Temple just a venue that was used for that rally?
Yeah, the Leah Cora Center is a third-party venue, so they book all of their, guests, acts, whatever. And so we were made aware of it, that it was happening, just kind of for logistical reasons. But Temple did not have a hand in that rally, other than it being on, technically Temple's campus. But the Leah Cora Center is a third-party venue, and they do all the bookings.
All right, we have a few more questions.
Okay.
Will this recording be shared on Temple's website, or will you host this again? I know a lot of people who would love to see this or hear about it.
Shauna, would it be shared or?
Yeah, so we are recording the presentation. We will have it like updated and make sure it's transcribed so it's ADA compliant. But then yes, we will link it from the TUBAA landing page, which I put in there in the chat, and it'll live in the digital content library, the TUAA's digital content library. But I will send it to everybody who's in attendance directly, and I'll also send it to everybody who signed up and was not able to make it this evening. So I will be emailing that out to everybody, and then it will live on the website.
Great. Thank you for that, Shauna. We have another question that asks, what is the time commitment for TUBAA's committee involvement?
We haven't really. I like we didn't really.
Well, I think the time commitment I would say is usually the committee meetings are about an hour. In that respect, we do like to do some of the footwork for Temple because they are supporting a lot of different alumni groups. So it may be maybe you call a venue or maybe you connect with someone. So it does start with like that hour commitment, and that might be usually it's on like once a month, maybe twice a month at max. If you are local, we would ask you to come and actually help at those events that you plan or the initiative that you serve with. So it would be that commitment as well. Marilyn, you have anything to add with that? Did I leave anything out?
No, you did right. I just want to say I got something on privately. Yes, we do. We did an event that engaged men. We did the men's basketball game, Temple's men's basketball game that was done in February of last year. So we none of like please understand both our events geared to both men and women. So we're not just doing just women things.
And we have one final question that's in the Q&A. It says, is this group good for networking? I'm a recent Temple graduate looking to build new connections and find opportunities.
Yes. I think we did some at Grad Fest, connected with some of the recent graduates. A lot of us are, I see when you put in the chat that a lot of you were in Fox Business School. So a lot of the members on the board are from Fox Business School. So there's a lot of network going on. I did meet a couple of people from the public school and social work because I am a social worker. And I did connect with one or two graduates. So there is opportunity to be networking and everything else.
Again, that's an event that we have been looking to plan, and we did participate. Temple has a lot of opportunities. Like I said, we don't try to recreate the wheel, we try to participate and get, TUBAA people to participate. There was a couple of networking events with actual students to speak with them, and they asked alumni to come and to speak to them and encourage them about some of the industries. We definitely would love to have a networking event where alumni show up and speak to students, talk to each other and network. But you always can do that at any of our events. I've learned a lot about people, like what they do and how to engage. I think that's actually how we found the A&R workshop. Is actually she came to an event and she told us what she kind of did. And we're like, oh, we would definitely come support. And that's what we've done. So I think there's always networking opportunities that you can get from attending an event, being on a committee. You definitely will meet people that you probably would never talk to or met.
All right, we have another question. This question asks, how do you make current TU students or graduating TU students aware of the TUBAA prior to graduation or graduating?
That was at Grad Fest that Temple always have for all the graduates. I guess it's 21 days or so many days before they graduate. And so we had a table, and myself and Vice President Ricardo, we engaged with the students, talked to them about things, got them on our listserv. A few of them, we invited them to our Temple, our TUBAA bingo, and they came, and I think one or two of them won. So we still are engaging that way because we want to get them to hear us and see us. And then on the other end, when TUA has like a big rally for incoming students, a few of us joined that at Leocore Center at the bigger event and meet different students that way.
We also, Marilyn, I'm not probably going to get the name of the ceremony right. It's called like the Kente cloth ceremony is, what's the name of the
Yes,
Rite of passage.
rite of passage.
Thank you. So I don't know if everybody's familiar with it because we may not have had the opportunity to do a rite of passage ceremony now, when I think persons of color actually graduate from Temple University. They are grad students and undergrads. So we are participators there. Marilyn spoke this past year at it. So we try to engage and catch people before they come out of school to try to really understand that they're part of this network and to get them integrated as well. I do see here that one of our board members wrote, and I think this is a good fact we should share, that we also support local schools. We've been to local schools to do reading, to do literacy, not just, our book drive. We read to the students during the day. We've participated in mentor opportunities. They're reminding us of stuff we do a lot over the years. A few members have been, mentoring current students. There was a program that the larger alumni board or office did when they, I mentored a couple of students. So we definitely try to continue those things as well. And I see that somebody put in the ceremonies into the chat there. So that we can, take a look at that. I think it's a really good ceremonies that they have that are now might be a little newer to think about.
Right.
Also, just to add on to ways we're connecting with students before they graduate, our office does send communications to the seniors, and there's always touch points or information about how to stay involved, that TUBAA exists, and things that TUBAA, events that TUBAA does to keep them activated, and as well as in the commencement booklet, there's a blurb about TUBAA in that as well. Try to catch them in like multiple times, so that it really sinks in.
All right, and is there any other questions? Or also encourage we do have other board members on. If you have anything, I would ask that you pop on and with your site if you would like to talk. Anything that you would like to add that maybe we haven't covered?
There is actually one more thing in the chat that I want to add.
Okay.
It says, would you consider partnering with companies within the industries representing the colleges like Fox and professional networking, social about the new industry, about new in the industry, I'm sorry.
Of course. We're open to working with we're open to doing that. We just would need to make that connection. And we hope if you have the connection and if you have that partnership with those companies, please write us, chat us, your information, and we definitely can take steps to try to, open up that professional network that you're speaking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Any additional question, Rashonda?
I'm not sure if this is actually a question, but it seems more of a statement, but I'll read it just for the sake of doing so. It says, also, whenever we meet upperclassmen during homecoming, we make sure they are connected to our social media so they could receive updates. So I'm guessing that was just a follow-up to the other question that was answered.
Okay. Thank you.
I just want to remind you, homecoming is coming.
Yes. And if any of our board members would like to come off and just say hi and then introduce yourself.
They're shy.
Yeah, sure. I'm Ricardo Suplis. I'm the vice president.
Hi, Ricardo. They can't talk
Hey.
back. Oh, Ricardo.
Engage. You're supposed to encourage men to come.
I've been doing that.
Good evening. My name is Stacy Shreve, so I'll oversee community service this upcoming year. So I know there's been some good feedback, or if you're interested in joining the committee, feel free to reach out to me.
I'll come back. I'm Rashonda Harris. I am committee chair of communications and a Fox Twice Fox alum graduate, 12 and 16.
We always represent.
Yes, you're always representing.
Yes, we do.
They Fox, they already know.
I'm overrun by Fox.
Again, we just put in the alumni the sign up form in the chat. Also, I'm going to go now to the survey so that we make sure we and then I think China will send
Oh,
this.
I got a social worker. Yay.
So we also ask you to take the time to, if you can, scan the QR code, and if not, think Sean will send it out in the email as well. There goes the link. So you guys say, there goes the link. You dropped the link. And if you could just take that survey, it also helps our alumni office as well.
All of these links will be included in the post-event email that goes out. So if you're not capturing them right now, there will be another opportunity.
Okay.
Okay. Well, once again, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. This was exciting. We did it during COVID the last time we did a town hall, correct? To get people engaged.
Yeah.
And so now, oh, hey, Stephanie, how you doing? I'm sorry, it was the baby.
Since we said Fox, now everybody's stepping
No,
up.
no, no. She was at the community baby shower that we attended.
Oh, okay. Now since we put Fox out there, everybody's coming up. That's okay. It's all right.
Okay, we got Klein in the house. Thank you. But seriously, we would love for you all to volunteer, get on one of our committees, help us out, just to push us a little bit further. And once again, thank you, thank you, thank you all who helped us to endow the scholarship. We shall keep it going. But without you, we couldn't have done it. Teresa or Ricardo, have anything to say?
No, thank you for attending. We appreciate you.
Thank you for coming.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay dry and go Owls.